Hi, my friends. Just want to ask you a question. Did your bailout money arrive at your house yet? You know, the $3,000 I want to give you? I'm only kidding. I have my own bailout program. It's a two-part bailout program. The government's program is not going to do anything for your bottom line. They're hoping the banks will pay them back for giving them the money. That's a hope. Here's my plan, which is a guarantee that they have to do this if they take the bailout money. Let's say Bank A and Bank B. I'll explain this. It goes further into part two of my program. Bank A has 10,000 depositors. I want our government to give, say, Bank A $1 billion. I want Bank A to give at least $3,000 to those 10,000 deposits. That's what? Add that up, that's not much. That's still way, way lower than the $1 billion we're giving them, that they can give out and use to help grow their bank, lend it under terms to another one that is really failing, and get the interest from that, maybe a 4 or 5% interest, but they're only paying you 2% interest compounded. You'll do that from age 16 to 50, you'll get 3,000. Those above that, say age 51 to 60, will maybe deposit $6,000 in their account. Remember, this is on paper. Understand, you will never be able to withdraw that money. You will only get the interest. That's all to spend. So eventually, when you retire, let's say you got an extra $100 from age 60. Now it goes back to 59, maybe an extra $125. At least you're getting something out of the bailout. Everybody's getting at least something out of the bailout. And when you do retire, that money, that $6,000, can go to a younger person, the 3,000 of it at least, back to another 16-year-old. So they can keep growing that way. That's how I think we should use that bailout money. The companies get it for their needs because they made mistakes. But you're guaranteed, and hundreds of millions of other people in America are guaranteed some return if you're an American citizen. This is the bailout plan I think you ought to support and get the message out on. Now, let's talk about what makes mine even better. I have always been a proponent of Social Security privatization, but not President Bush's formula, my formula. I call it the Mr. W. McSpeedy Turtle Privatization Plan. Remember who won the race? Yes, the tortoise. Under my program, you may start off slow, just like the tortoise, but at the end, you'll see where you'll go thousands of miles an hour. That means you'll be making more money. Here's how mine would work. I want every American citizen from the age of 16 to age 50 to be able to take out of Social Security and deposit in one of my accounts up to $2,500. Now that's $5,500 the first year for some people. If you only make $10,000, of course that's only $700, and that would be maybe $3,700. So whatever you make, under that level of $40,000 or the first $2,500, I want the banks to give you 2% on it, plus the government will give you another 3% to help you get started quicker. It's on paper. You'll never spend it until you retire at age 60. So it doesn't hurt the government if they do that to help you grow. What happens when you retire? You pay back the government 2% compounded interest on that money. The money you got from the bailout stays with the bank. The rest goes to Social Security of 2% compounded interest. Same thing. You get the rest of the money when you retire. It could be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 that you've made. It depends on the age you got involved in it and how good you did. Now, when you take that $2,500 out, some can go in mutual funds, maybe 25% of it. But in the mutual fund, you're only guaranteed 2%. But under theirs, you may be able to make more. How do you like that so far? Well, here's the bad news. If Barack Obama wins, here's what he wants to do. He wants to just tax the rich. Yes, tax the rich to save Social Security. Save it to the year 2080. He wants to put it in, like you're doing now, into the federal government Social Security program, which, by the way, only has IOUs in there. Now, what's going to happen? They're going to spend it. So now they're still going to owe to you. But under my plan, And under both plans, the rich are going to have to pay. Us poor people, or middle class, we can't afford that. But the rich, for a temporary, I'm asking them to do it. My plan, they only have to pay ahead 10 years. Why? Because eventually, as I'll show you, here's them paying ahead, here's Social Security dropping, okay? Because you're taking it out and putting it into it. So we want to keep it 10 years ahead. Eventually, as Social Security keeps growing, and keeps growing, because millions of people are making money and this and that and retiring, what the rich put in keeps dropping, and keeps growing. This never stops. It keeps growing and keeps growing. Rich, it ends. This keeps growing, and then what happens after that? The 7% businesses pay into it can stop as well. That can start dropping. This is the only plan that can do that. There is no other plan. They tell you, the Democrats tell you, it's unsafe. I've proven to you, or I explained to you, when you pay back Social Security, when you retire, the 2% compounded interest, you're entitled to your full Social Security. If that's $1,000 a month, that's $1,000 a month, plus all the extra money. Yes, every bit of the extra money you earn, tax-free. Under his plan, I call it the zero plan. Zero on the economy, zero for your bank account or your retirement account when you retire. Nothing. And do you expect them to send it to Social Security and not use it? Come on, use your head. They've used it now. If it's not there, what's going to happen then? It's going to be gone. All I can suggest to you is this is the best plan. In fact, I challenge Barack Obama to debate me on national TV on just what you heard. And by the way, let's go back to the banks what I was talking about, Bank A and Bank B. You would think with Bank A having only 10,000 depositors would have the advantage because they don't have to put that money into each of those accounts and for people to earn interest. Not so. Because the second part of mine says the more you have in there, the more depositors, I should say, Bank B, for example, has 20,000. That means even though they're paying out on the bank, on the 2% on the bailout, they're getting $2,500 from other Americans to lend out. So the more you have in there depositing in your bank, the better off you are. You think that's going to be competition? That's going to be great competition for America. So think of it in that respect. They'll be wanting to get your business and everybody to sign up. And remember this, the wealthy. They own the businesses. They're the big top executives. They make the $250,000 that Barack Obama wants to start in paying the taxes. They're the ones, they're going to make the benefit of that. If we have a stronger economy and it goes back to what it was a year or two ago, they're the ones with their stocks. They're the ones that had the money. They're the ones that are going to make it back. Which one do you think a rich person would like to do? One, there's no money, guaranteed money to make back, and they pay into Social Security and make nothing back. Or one, a potential, above average potential of making it back. This is the program that if I was a wealthy person, which I am not, I would gladly do it if I'm going to be forced to do it like Barack Obama wants to do to the wealthy in this country. But the first thing I would do, I'd say, you keep all the tax breaks the government gave you, George Bush, and let's start over fresh. Let's do it my way. If you like what I just told you, send it out to people. Please, send it out to people. If you can support what I'm talking about, help me. BailOut, Martin, New Jersey, Box 24. I can use your help to get this message out more. Why are you paying Barack Obama, giving him money? For what? He's stealing it from you in a sense. If he becomes president and his program for bailing out Social Security privatization goes into effect, you're losing millions of dollars a year, some of you young people. Under my plan, you're making millions of dollars a year. There's a big difference. So if you like that, help me get my message out. It's still not that late. Spread this around the internet. Support what I'm trying to do. But don't sit back on your keister and do nothing. That's all I have to say. If there's anything you misunderstand on this, I'm sure you'll ask me some questions on where you found this. I'd be more than glad to try to answer them. Thank you for listening to what I had to say.